The Bitzee Doghouse came out in the end of 2025, so obviously it's not new at this point in time, but since I haven't opened mine yet, this is new to me. I purchased this on Amazon back in January, never took it out of the plastic, but since we now have the Bitzee Aquarium coming out soon, it's been kind of on the front of my mind, so I thought this would be fun to open today. The aquarium, I am really looking forward to that device. I am personally a water girl. I love being in the water. I love water life. So I think that device is going to be an absolute win for me, but I don't have it yet. I haven't been able to secure a pre-order. I know it's available right now in other countries, but I'm patiently waiting for its North American release. So the Doghouse will definitely tide us over until then. I believe I purchased this for about $20, which I think is a pretty good price, especially considering that the Bitzee devices always have some sort of interesting gimmicky tech. So I'm very curious to see what this device is bringing to the table. We of course have had the original Bitzee that you can touch the pet. We've had the hamster ball where you use the ball's unique form factor to navigate and care for the pet. And this one, the form factor is actually shaped like a doghouse. I also like how simple this packaging is. It's just the basic card backing, and then we have, I believe this is the instructions. Oh, it looks like actually the instructions are tucked in on the bottom. On the front here, we have a try me button. It's totally giving Pixel Chicks vibes, which is so cool. That's such a nostalgic throwback. It says on the front that you can connect for play dates, and I did see that when I bought this. I almost wanted to buy two, but I just felt like I couldn't justify that. But it's a bummer we won't get to try that connection feature today. That's okay though. Let's get this out of the box and see what other features we can explore. Here's the doghouse up close. Let's take a look at that try me function one more time now that we're a little closer to the camera. You can see that the viewing angle for that hologram-like screen is really good. You can see it from all sorts of different angles, which makes it feel like, even though we know it's a digital representation, it's a virtual pet, it makes it feel so much more real when you can move the device around and still see the pet from all sorts of different angles. So that's super cool. I unfortunately don't think there is a really great way to get this off the card and save the packaging, at least not a way that I'm patient enough to do. So we are just going to forego saving this packaging. We've got a couple different documents here with our actual doghouse. I really like the size of this device too. It's not ultra small, it's not super lightweight either, but it's just got a nice form factor to it. And it looks like this on the top is for a lanyard. I do think this might be slightly too heavy to carry around on your neck, but it might make kind of a cool keychain. And I also want to mention that in true Bitzee style, as I've had issues with every single Bitzee that I've unboxed, the purple color of this plastic does not appear to be coming through correctly on my camera. Through my camera, it looks much more like a blue or an indigo, but really, to me, in person, it is a true purple color. For our two documents here, it looks like this first one is a color quick start guide. It says there are 15 different puppies to unlock, and from what I can see so far, I am completely obsessed. A rainbow Dalmatian, that's the cutest thing ever. A purple Chihuahua, I'm just in love. Dogs are absolutely one of my favorite animals. I know I was raving about ocean life, water life earlier today, but you know, dogs definitely hold a special place in my heart, and I probably haven't talked about him in such a long time, but I have a dog. I have a dog named Haku. He is a Schipperke, and it doesn't look like there's really anything in this pet that looks like a Schipperke. Pomeranians and Schipperkes are pretty closely related, but Haku is all black in color and not pink. But maybe we'll try to see if we can get the Pomeranian in honor of Haku. Then the second document, this looks to be more of like the legal stuff, the technical stuff, the safety information, and everything that has to be included with toys. To get out of try me mode, we are going to press B to turn the screen on, and then we are going to touch the screen for 3 seconds. I did not realize that this was a touch screen, so that's kind of cool, but I also noticed that there is something in the corner of my screen. I just tried to blow on it thinking that it was maybe dust, but it's there, it's not moving, so hopefully that won't affect what we need to do. But we shall see. So we're pressing the B button and then we're pressing the screen for 3 seconds. So this actually isn't a touch screen. The screen itself is just a button. I always love these Bitzee tutorials that they have. They're always an interesting way to kind of get to know your device and try to figure out what you're supposed to be doing with it, especially because the Bitzee form factors are so unique. Like I mentioned with the hamster ball earlier, we had that rotating dial around the ball, and this one, it looks like we're essentially interacting with the door of the doghouse. We are officially through our tutorial mode, so navigation is very simple. The menu can be accessed with the Bitzee button, and then you simply just scroll through the options that we have. I like how simple that is, but it does make me wonder how complex the gameplay could really be with such simple options. First, we've got to turn the sound down because, oh gosh, and I already messed up. Let's try to go back there. We've got to turn the sound down. I have no idea if you can hear me over this. Oh, that was so cute. That was so cool how the room essentially changed. I don't know if that happened because I was just standing here for too long without doing anything, but it doesn't seem like our Bitzee is really telling us what it needs or what to do, so I'm kind of lost. So maybe we'll just feed it a few more times and see if something happens from there. Oh, nice. So it seems like we got our first game by continuing to feed our Bitzee. Let's check this out. It looks like maybe that's supposed to be a tennis ball. So far, my impression of the Bitzee Doghouse is that it is a super cute pet with a very unique form factor, but so far it doesn't seem like there's going to be a ton to do. That is a pretty consistent pattern that we see with the Bitzee. With the Bitzee line, it's not about the amount of content that they offer, it's about the uniqueness and the novelty factor that they bring to the table. I don't see the Doghouse being anything different than that, but that's okay. Just know that when you're getting a Bitzee item, you're not looking at getting a complex virtual pet that you'll have to spend hours to understand how to play, and that is certainly a good thing at times. It certainly has its own place in the virtual pet community. We can't all always want complicated virtual pets, and the Bitzee is perfect for when you need something a little more laid back. I have to reiterate how cool I think this screen is. It really is like having your own miniature room in your hands. I am disappointed in this little whatever that is on my screen, but really it's not taking away from the gameplay. The screen still looks great, it's nice and bright, and I can see my pet on screen perfectly clear even with that white mark. Because of that, because of the form factor alone, I think this is worth $20. I think I'm getting my $20 worth of entertainment right now, and I'm excited to keep exploring it for a little bit. Bitzees are never something that I run super long term, but again, there's absolutely a place for that in the virtual pet hobby. Sometimes we all need something that's just a little more laid back, and that's exactly where I'm at right now. So this is perfect for me in the moment, and I'll see how I enjoy it as the next couple hours go by. Thank you so much for joining me today to talk about the Bitzee Doghouse. Again, like I mentioned at the very start of this video, I know this is not a new virtual pet, so I'm sure many of you have already had the chance to check this out. I would love to know your thoughts, so please share them in the comments below. What do you think of this form factor? How are you liking the screen? And did your pet by chance come with that same white mark in the corner that mine did? If you haven't already, I hope you consider subscribing to my channel so you don't miss any of my future collecting and virtual pet content. I have a couple other projects that I'll be working on later this summer that I am very excited to show you, so I hope you don't miss those. Thank you again for joining me today, and I will see you in my next video.